Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome back. We are group 7 and on this occasion we will explain the result of our discussion on the first progress of the final project. Okay, let's start. In this project we choose the problems that are related to hiking. Indonesia has many natural beauties that are worth to be explored, like the beautiful mountains. But for the beginners who will hike for the first time, it will feel quite difficult, especially for a solo hiker. Most of the people who will hike by themselves will doubt for some security reasons. However, looking for another hiker is not an easy thing, especially for people who not belongs to any organization or community of hikers. Moreover, the other problems are lack of knowing the information of related to hiking, and it makes the hikers probably doesn't know about several things such as the time of closed and open area, the right route, the available inn, and the transportation that can be used to reach the location of hiking. And many hikers are afraid if they lost at the location and nobody could find them. Therefore, we wanna develop a product that can help make it easy for hiker in search of information related to hiking and also the location they wanna go to.
The method that we use here is design thinking. So design thinking is a user-focused problem-solving method, and to make products using this method, there are several steps that must be done, including empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. And we also have work plans here, and for the work plans, we took time from April 20 to May 16. And for the details on April 20 to 26, we determine the problem, determine the method, and also task distribution. And on April 27 to May 13, we carry out the process of defining and designing the product, make a roadmap and prioritize the features, and then make MVP and mockup. And on May 4 to 10, we evaluate the application, evaluating using the usability evaluation method, and then do the application improvement designs. And on May 11 to 16, we combine all documents, make team attachments, and share the work, and then make teamwork documentation, and also make the product posters, and finally make a website for the publication. And there are also task distribution plan, which I do the low fidelity and wireframe design. Rihadatul Aishan Alinadira do the documentations and UX research, and Nurlaita and Nimade do the HIPE fidelity prototype design.
Okay, next we have to talk about the stage in the process of finding a problem. We have user research and persona. User research is the first stage carried out to find out how the problem of people. The result of user research then become a guide in designing products. So, by conducting research in advance, product made can be relevant to the needs of user. The method used is more to user interview, where only one questioner is asked and one participant is involved. From the result of user interviews, obtain the result of the problem qualitatively. From the user research stage, it was found that the people in Malang, especially segmentation of students, are difficult to find a friend for climbing. Next is persona. This stage contains the characteristic of user by combining goals and needs of the target user. We have concluded this into few categories. First, age is around 17 to 35 years old. And then occupation, we have a segmentation of student, and hobbies are photography, hiking, and traveling. And they have budgets only around 100 until 500,000 rupiahs, and they also have a motivation. The motivation are first discovering new experience, get the best photo spot, get to the top of the climb, looking for a new relation, first time climbing, like to travel with friends, take picture for Instagram feeds, and vlogging video related to climbing.
Validation work is an instrument to test ideas or product to demand. This instrument makes it easy for us to find out whether our ideas we propose that are what user want or not. We start from initial pivot. In this initial pivot, they are starting with the customer hypothesis. It is the first time, like climbers to climb. And then the problem hypothesis is not knowing information about climbing. Then we will find the solution hypothesis by taking the first step, that is proceed to design experiments where there are 3 experiments including them. First, need quick and concise information on complete hiking. Second, looking for experienced friends. And third, look for a climbing guide. Then of the 3 things before, the most risk assumption are select, and then to be tested with a method that has a minimum criterion success, where the assumption chosen is the need for quick and concise climbing information complete. With the interview method, turns out the meet the minimum success criterion, that is 7 people want it. Then this assumption will enter into the validate box and eventually become the solution hypothesis for the first pivot track to begin. Next is first pivot, starting from the customer hypothesis that is a non-community climber. Then the problem hypothesis is that you don't have a climbing friends. Then proceed the design experiments where there are 3 experiments, namely, first, look for a team with strangers who want to climb. And second, looking for experienced friends. And third, look for a climbing guide. And then the assumption chosen was to find a team with strangers who want to climb. With the interview method, which turned out to meet the minimum success criterion, which was mostly not a problem with this. Then the assumption will enter to validate box and eventually become the solution for hypothesis in this pivot. Next is second pivot, starting with the customer hypothesis, the team of climbers and solo climbers. Then the problem hypothesis is that there is a weather factor so that the climb is cancelled. Then proceed to design experiments where there are 3 experiments, namely, first, view or read news, and second, as residents, and third, check the weather forecast. The assumption chosen is checking the weather forecast using the interview method apparently does not meet the minimum success criterion, where most of the climbers do not care about checking the weather forecast because it is often inaccurate. Then the assumption will enter to the invalidate box. Next is empathy maps. Empathy map is a tool that can help us to analyze how we can find out what is felt, what is taught, and what others are doing. There are 4 sections in empathy map, and we go into the first section. The content of the think and feel section are: climbing is a fun thing, hiking is my hobby, prefers mountain to beach, do not know access to the mountains, it would be fun to hike with friends, do know what to bring, worry about getting lost, and hiking is cool. And then second is the content of the see section are: see the beauty of nature from the film, unconfirmed climbing schedule, climbing information is not valid, love watching from YouTube adventures, disaster in the mountains, see the excitement of friends climbing from Instagram, see climbing strand, cold mountain atmosphere, access to steep mountains. And the third is the content of the say and do section is: make a checklist of luggage, looking for friends to climb with the same goal, etc. And then last is the content of the here sections are: uncooperative friends, and then with friends luggage can be lighter, and then many incidents of people missing on the mountain, and etc. And there are pain and gain obtained by the users as follows. In the pain section, users will feel afraid of getting lost, hard to find friends, climbing roads closed, fear of missing an accident, and the location is not as expected. And in the gain section, the users will get friends from group chat, see weather predictions, use the SOS features, see people reviews, see climbing schedule information, make a list of luggage, and more.
So what is competitors analysis? Competitors analysis is a strategy where you identify and measure competitors and research their products, sales, and even their marketing strategy. This will help you to learn the ins and outs of your competitions. This will also help you to know how to differentiate your products to the others. From our research, we found 2 applications that can be called as our competitors, which are View Rangers and All Trails. Basically, this 2 application is very similar. Their main function is to provide routes and navigations to help hikers, bikers, skiers, and even runners. What makes our application different than those 2 applications is that not only our applications will give routes and navigations, but our application will also provide a detailed information, such as the opening and the closing time of a hiking area, nearby lodging that is available, transportations that the users can use to get to the locations that they wanted to go. And our application is also completely free. Whereas on those 2 applications, if you want to get and use the maximum features, you have to pay for it. So it's not completely free.
Okay, that's all from us. Thanks for your attention and see you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.